Today I'm going to talk about the climate change situation in different countries have this big problem, and this climate change is one of the most serious, or perhaps the most serious environment problems we are facing today, because it's have a feedback character. The effects of the climate change itself contribute to the forcing of the national greenhouses effect and accentuated the global warming. The climate change is one of the most serious environment problems, and in fact today, because it's affect the whole planet. The atmosphere has no borders. It has a high inertia, so it cannot stop suddenly. The climate determines the condition of life, the possibilities of food, the economy activity in general, and the security of the population. In short, it determines how ecosystems are. I have invited today the Professor Magda Maria Guilhermino. She is a PhD and working to the Federal University of Rio Grande do Norte, who is going to explain us about this situation in, um, in Brazil, and maybe about the war. So let me give welcome to Magda Maria Guilhermino. Good morning for you in Brazil, in Natal.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much, Enrique, for this invitation.
Tell me, Mrs. Guillermino, during the G7, they have a meeting here in Europe, not so far. The President Donald Trump said that the United States will withdraw and stop financing climate change. That, uh, what do you think about this attitude from Mr. Trump?
Well, we suffer climate change every day in our lives. Climate change is a reality. We are suffering with exhaustion of natural resources. Everywhere in the world, we know there is no water enough for everybody. Water is finishing, soil is going out, and vegetation is going down. So we know that if we don't care of our nature, our biomes, if we don't recover what we have destroyed, we know if we don't stop destroying, our future is in very, very much dangers. So any attitude against this way of saving lives, saving nature, is against the mondial order, is against the future. What Mr. Trump, the president in the United States, is doing is the going backwards. What we, the scientists, and all people around the world are saying. We don't need, in fact, to be a scientist to see, to feel that the natural resources are finishing. The climate change are reality. So we go backwards with this kind of attitudes. Conscious managers should be towards stop devastation, recovering degraded areas, social justice. Social justice, in my point of view, is the main attitude against climate change.
Exactly, you mentioned about the forest extension. Brazil, who leads the protection of the climate, China has deforestation extension in the Amazonas rainforest without any control. But uh, some media sent the news about President Michel Temer that he aligned himself with the true of the President of the United States. Can you comment if it did news there in different media is true or opposite Mr. Temer is focused on working to prevent this forest in Brazil and the Amazonas, where it's about 600,000 hectares without control.
Well, he may vote against this protection against deforestation. He may vote. The thing is, all the money used to prevent all deforestation is international money. Is the money mainly from the World Bank, right? Mm-hmm. If United States stopping financing this climate change, and obviously the World Bank will be affected. And also, what is important to understand is the most people who destroy Amazon are the big companies hidden behind the legality. The big companies from Europe and from United States is who is really destroying the forest in Brazil. I'd like to invite these natural communities to come to Rio Grande do Norte to see what Spain and Germany are doing on our dunes. In name of the wind energy farms, they destroyed all the environment here. They didn't respect at all the local communities. So it's easy to criticize, it's easy to give money to attend their own interests. What is going on here is most of the money for climate change are being used for some interest groups, not used really to save nature. So I'd like you and Spain, Germany, and who else wants to, the Norwegians mainly, to come to Brazil to see what Europe are doing here, right? That's it. By now. No?
Okay, I lost a little bit the communication, but that's okay. Right now in here in Norway is coming next Monday press conference about the climate change and all these kind of things. But I want to ask one more question. As a scientist you are, what your recommendation will be for the current problematic both in Brazil and in the world on the greenhouse effect, global climate change?
Well, this is a very good question. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, yes.
This is a very good question. And the first thing, as I said before, is the social justice. If we have social justice, it's going to help very much nature. First thing. Then stop deforestation. Then recovering all the degraded areas. Second, not second, but the next, decreasing CO2. As they say, we should peel more and wrap less. They say that. We should have consumption consciously. Sorry, people. And we have to use water properly. And there's so many things we can do. And education, basically, education. We have here a work entitled Defesa da Caatinga. Caatinga is a biome, and this biome is destroyed. We have to recover it. I ask people who wants to help us with this recovering biome, assess the Facebook page Defeso da Caatinga, and then contact us for helping. They invite all of you to come to see our work here in the center of the desertification called Seridó region in this state, Rio Grande do Norte, in the northeast of Brazil. I invite all of you to come. That is possible to recover degraded areas. It is possible to stop desertification, but above all, we need a government willing. Otherwise, it's going to be just a little point in the whole thing. We need policies, true policies, to spread out all these attitudes to protect nature, for just social justice, and to have life in the future, people.
Right now, today, in the newspaper in Colombia, mentioned that the environment minister and development, Luis Gilberto Murillo, have presented the political national politica of the climate change as a project for the next years to stop the emissions CO2, and is working very hard try to reduce more. Colombia has compromised to reduce or sustain 20%, but try to or receive more financial international to reduce up to 30%. The same system is working Brazil or government Brazil or the Minister on the Environment in Brazil?
Yes, it is work with this changing cars. You mean that's it?
Yeah.
One day, one number of cars. Yes, it has been like this for many, many years. It helps the local emission of CO2, but the global emission of CO2, we have to have policies, mondial accord, mondial agreement. Otherwise, going just to be, for points, not the whole, sorry,
That's okay.
about the whole world. We need to plant trees. We need to plant trees. We need to stop driving. We have to walk. We have to cycle. We have to, stopping CO2.
Just to mention something in here in Norway, in Oslo, they have introduced many electrical cars, and in the town is in 2019, in 2 years, all the centrum will be closed for cars with the gas, with the benzene or diesel coming into only the electrical cars.
Right.
I have a seed in something in something you have writing in different websites about Caatinga. It's a one river there is complete dry. This is produced from the climate change, and also some lands, the farmers, is complete looks like desert. Can you tell us about that project, or what really you and the university for what you're working doing today?
Right. Caatinga is in semi-arid region. We have 2 seasons, strong seasons, dry season and rainy season. As the Caatinga is deforested, more than 50% of this biome is devastated, is destroyed. When it is dry season, you have this scenery almost like a desert. That's true. We are in this strong process of desertification. So the Caatinga is a biome very rich, very interesting, and exclusive of Brazil. You can see behind me a painting of a very, very important painter here in Caatinga, Adriano Santoro is his name. You can see all his paintings on internet, and but it's destroyed. The rivers, Caatinga is plenty of rivers, temporary ones. When is rainy season, the rivers is flowed, is plenty of water. But now all these rivers are full of sand. As the area is all devastated, all deforested, so the soil comes into the river. So there is no depth in the river. When the water comes in, it floats. There is no way to storage water anymore. So we are working for stopping deforestation in Caatinga and above all, recovering what is destroyed. What's the most difficult is not only preserve what is already intact, but recover what is destroyed. We can recover it doing dams and hanks, we say. If you go to Facebook page and write down Defeso da Caatinga, you are going to see all our work there. Our work is done by agricultural families. They are in the settlement, in the heart of the desertification. And they have the challenge to produce good food, to recover the biome, and to live there without any government support. We do it, they do it because they are warriors. And we do need your help who say that defend nature. You, who's listening me, I ask you, if you truly defend nature, come here or help us with this work. They cannot keep doing all of this alone, but they are, because they are warriors. And they can, our work is improving, and Caatinga is coming up. You must see
it. Professor Magda Maria Guilhermino, thank you for all this information about the climate change, climate. But tell us a little bit about your currency, I mean, your profession, and
right.
tell me
Right.
as a, because I know you when you was in the Reading University in 1994, making your PhD, but you have making many things. Please tell us so people can see we who are talking about climate change and now.
Okay. Okay, my dear friend Enrique. First of all, I used to work with dairy cattle. I went to England to do my PhD on the dairy farms management and dairy farms management. Then from there, I came back to Brazil. And since there, I'm working with dairy family farms. And I was suffering. I was suffering very much to see the impact of these systems on the environment. And then I went to Sertão. I went to a state called Ceará to work with this family farms, dairy family farms there. And I could see how they were destroying Caatinga. And at the same time, they were not doing their living. Just the rich farmers who had very big farmers, they could do their livings. So I was really desperate, really unhappy, and I couldn't see the way to change this situation. Since there, I didn't stop studying, searching for solutions or options, alternatives to change this impact. And then I moved to Rio Grande do Norte, and I met these people from Emater. is Extension Rural Service here. And we made seven forums, 7 reunions, 7 meetings to discuss how could we help Caatinga. And then we described this methodology with them, with barriers, ranks, social technologies, and all. It's many things in together. And these many things together with all. We have a group called Caatingueiros with research from different institutions, different universities, in different areas. So all together, we put all our efforts to recover Caatinga and agricultural families. And this is our effort now. We are not there yet, but we are in the way. I'm sure we are going to contribute strongly to recover Caatinga and to value really family farms.
Okay, so thank you very much for your time. And there is very early in the morning, I believe, and appreciate your attention, Professor Magda. And I am Enrique Salinas, freelance journalist correspondent, and here in Oslo, Norway.
I thank you all. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.